Hello, welcome back to Oolykee Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. So at Republic Mod Monday we have a Seattle Space Needle, Mausoleum, or Halicarnassus. Right, first disclaimer, this is just what caught my eye, this is not promotion of anything, these are just mods released in the last 7 days and I selected 9 of them this time and I'm gonna show you and demonstrate what they are and how they look like. Now you should go and check out a lot of nice mods, especially maps came out in the last 7 days, so go and check them out. First things first, Fire Station by Mr. Robs 074. Fire station based on real building in Lublin, Poland, can be equipped with 5 fire engines, and you can see the Yugoslavian ones I placed in there. Now if you want to see more about this mod, more photos and everything else, check out the link in the description. But how does it compare with vanilla one? So this mod can be found in mod section Fire Station. You can see it here on the left hand side. We have Mr. Robs' Fire Station, 1211 days needed to be finished, which is more than vanilla one. We have 14 tons of steel versus 15 tons of steel of vanilla one, but it does require more bricks, more boards, same amount of gravel, same amount of concrete and same amount of asphalt, more or less. But all in all, Mr. Robs' one should be a little bit more expensive. Mr. Marius and Mausoleum. This is Mausoleum inspired by famous Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, one of the 7 ones, yada yada yada. You're gonna have to go and visit and read more about it. Now this is Soviet copy around 40 meters high, similar to original Mausoleum. More than 1,000 tons of bricks and other materials are needed for this monumental construction. Right, so this is, it actually works as a tourist attraction and as a museum, 4-star rating, employs 15 workers, can hold 155. Oh, right, even the music is in there. Now, this is something, this is a monstrosity. If you want to build this, you're gonna pay for this. If you go to your monument section, if we go all the way to the back, because this is where it should be. 1 second. So yeah, as I mentioned, other attractions, you have Mausoleum here. You can see that it requires 13,500 work days to be finished, 120 tons of concrete, 130 tons of steel, gravel, 1,000 tons of bricks and 376 tons of boards. This is going to be really expensive, but definitely a unique building. How does it compare? It doesn't compare to anything in vanilla because it's so huge and so big. We can definitely try. So if we go to our tourism, that will be attractions, and museum wise, museum would be the Museum of the Republic. So this one requires 82 tons of prefab panels and it requires less than 15, it requires 15 times less work days to be finished. So definitely if you want to build something like this, it's gonna cost you sweet penny. Or a shiny penny. And we move on to Mr. Robs 074 again with the Sawmill. Sawmill based on a real building in Lublin, Poland, employs 30 people, requires 270 tons of wood, produces 210 tons of boards per day. When fully staffed, it's a beautiful building, unique as Mr. Robs usually makes them, so this is something definitely that you're gonna see in my Let's Plays. But the most important question is, how does it compare to vanilla one? Actually, that's not really important, but let's just check it out anyway. So if we go to our factories, if we go all the way in the back, because this is the latest mod I installed, you have a Sawmill here and you have vanilla one on the right hand side. So we have 1,476 days to be finished, which is 400 days more than vanilla one. It requires more bricks, more steel, more boards, more gravel and more concrete. It's more or less 50% more of everything that is required for vanilla one, so this is gonna set you back a bit. Mr. Billman 007. Now, this is a set of buildings. Actually, there's quite few of them, quite few of them. This is probably not even half of them, but let's go and read something about this. This is a residential building type 75, 5 to 6 story high buildings. There is I can't count it here, but 25 different buildings in this set. You're gonna go and check it out yourself and see how they actually look like and what you can do with this. I will tell you one thing, this is absolutely amazing mod. I love it because they don't have collisions. That's one thing that I like about the buildings when they are constructed, it's that they don't have collisions. Now, if you go and check them, they probably won't be in the end for me. Yeah, they're in the end here for me. You can see that there's absolutely enormous amount of these segments. They are not non-collision, they don't have collisions, so you can stack them really close to each other. They fit perfectly. It's absolutely an eye candy of a mod. Now go check out the description in the video and we're gonna compare how does it compare to vanilla buildings. So for comparison, I'm gonna use these flat brick ones because they have 51 people and it's because there's so many mods here. I'm gonna have to choose one of the buildings. I'm gonna go for the corner one here. Let's see if that one is gonna be, because it's easier to find where it is, and we found something similar. So if we go to this mod here, sorry, this vanilla building here, it requires 518 work days, while this one here requires 2171. It does require more steel, more double the prefab panels than the bricks required for the brick flats. It's definitely, it's double the price. It's double the price. Definitely not a cheaty mod. Definitely is gonna set you back, but it looks absolutely magnificent. Check out the link in the description of the video. Mr. Vicom, Space Needle, an iconic observation tower with restaurant built in 1961 for the 1962 World Fair in Seattle by John Graham. Anyway, you're gonna go and check out what this actually is. Well, I'll tell you that. It works as a restaurant with a very high rating, employs 40 people and about 400 guests can be sit here. I know Mr. Moore, who lived in Seattle, he's gonna be watching this video. Is this a good representation of Space Needle? Is this something capacity-wise that we can actually correlate to? What about how does it compare to vanilla one? So let's compare these two. This is the restaurant from vanilla game. It requires 2254 work days to be finished, 255 tons of prefab panels, 27 tons of steel. How does it compare to vanilla one, or to the mod that we have? It requires less work days to finish, 1630. It does require less bricks, so this is interesting. This is a little, but it requires 164 tons of steel, electrical components, and 12 tons of mechanical components. Of course, you have to have those elevators bringing people up. Definitely something that's not a cheaty mod. It requires 300 tons of concrete to finish. Definitely something that's not gonna be cheap. It's much more expensive than the Panorama restaurant that we have in vanilla game. Mr. Abelian Hike 852 and the Kirovakan Round Store Trade Center Univermag, based on a real building in Kirovakan, Armenia, employs 75 people, costs more than a vanilla shopping center but has a bigger staff, twice more attractiveness and the bigger storage. This is something really interesting. You can see here that it has rating also for tourists. Also you can see the storage capacities here. It's decent. It's definitely bigger than vanilla one. It does cost more, we already checked that, but it does employ more people. I think it's quite realistic for a building this size. This is 4 stories high. Of course you have a ground floor as well, and this is probably stairs and the elevators. This looks absolutely magnificent. I'm actually quite happy by the author here because they're making a lot of Armenian buildings, and soon we're gonna be able to make our own little version of Yerevan in this game, and definitely support these things. Please continue doing what you're doing because this is absolutely magnificent. Right, Mr. Novu and Charcoal Kiln. Charcoal Kiln for villages. It's made from a primitive material such as rough hewn logs and rubble stone. Turns wood into coal, added a woodcutter post. So we have two buildings in this set. We have charcoal kilns here that produce 2 tons of coal using 5 tons of wood, which is more or less realistic. I talk about this in our series. The amount of coal produced, it's also quite realistic. I actually saw those in personally in action. You put wood in there without access to air and then set it on fire, and then that actually carbonizes the wood and creates charcoal. Charcoal is really useful because it burns on higher temperatures than actual wood, and it's used for processing metals and so on, of course as heating as well. But you're gonna have to go and check out the description of the video. There's no building like this that can be compared. Of course there's a wood cutting post, but these are wood cutting posts made of for primitive 100 years in the past
starting times for this game, so this is something that cannot be related to the vanilla buildings. Mr. Motsma, I really don't know if I'm butchering your name, sorry about that, but it's under Brazilian vehicles. Okay, this is the first time I'm reading about this. This is Marcopolo Senior, is a line of urban and urban minibuses. Actually, I read the negative review of this, and that definitely doesn't stand. This is a really beautiful model. It has really beautiful skins, and I'm actually quite proud to have it here. This is something I would like to see more of. This is something that comes from the southern hemisphere. Well, hopefully, because Brazil is also on the northern one, but majority population is there. So I would like to see more of Latin American stuff. We do have. It would be really nice if we could have palm trees and the maps built based on the Caribbeans or South America, but this is a bus Marcopolo. I did a little bit of a research. It was built in okay, let's butcher this as well, Caxias do Sul. I think it's pronounced Caxias do Sul. Doesn't matter what the city in south of Brazil where this vehicle was built, at least that I think so it is, but anyway, I hope you guys gonna correct me if I'm wrong there. It has 12 skins altogether. I did only create 8 of them, but there's more skills, and they're quite jolly colors. You can buy them by only using dollars, just a heads up on that. If you go all the way in the back, you can see all the skin variations that we have, and this is something really beautiful. Now, this goes 90 kilometers per hour and can take 31 passengers. It's a minibus. Anyway, check out the link in the description of the video. SR Vestfjørd Vipernon. This is a Socialistische Republiken Vestfjørd. A map of beautiful. Okay, this is me reading. Probably it's Norwegian. Sorry about that. A map with a beautiful landscape and balanced resources for more experienced players. Now I'm gonna tell you straight away, you're gonna go and read the rest of it for yourself. I will give you my opinion on the map. Map is high, has a high terrain elevation. Now this is a good thing. Now you can experiment with the tunnels, maybe even create some kind of a public transport system that goes underground, because you have all this land underneath you. Now this is a fjord land. These are fjords, narrow river-like passages with access to the sea. Now you can see here on the map, it's quite a realistic representation how they actually look like. Resource-wise, yes, resources is really decent amount of challenging amount of resources. You can see here a little bit of oil, a little bit of coal. You have every resource needed, but they are in quite limited capacity, so it's going to be quite challenging. Terrain is also, as previously mentioned, quite challenging, so heads up on that. Prepare yourself if you're going to play this map. Flat ground is not abundant. There's a little lake here I missed, and I want to just enjoy it. There are some resources around here, but you can see that you can, this is iron resource around here. You can see that you can squeeze in some kind of cities around here, narrow and long ones, like in real life in these areas. Now, I love the map. I love the map. Really beautiful. Potentially we're gonna have let's plays on this map as well from my side. You only have 2 border crossings though, so heads up. One of them being over here, that would be, I'm pretty sure, the Soviet Republic, and then we have a NATO border crossing all the way here. And this is gonna be also one of the challenges that you're gonna have to overcome yourself. They both have electricity connections, so at least you have decent amount of electricity that can be important. But anyway, look, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna let you decide. What do you think? What's your favorite one? I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Vicom in Seattle. Seattle is my favorite city in the United States. Funny reason, because it rains all the time, like in Ireland where I live at the moment. But anyway, what's your favorite mod? By the way, also you have to go and check out the mobs there, because they're absolutely beautiful. This is not a promotion or anything. This is just one-off that I selected quite randomly, to be honest. But anyway, Space Needle wins this mod Monday for me. Leave a comment in the comment section. What's your favorite mod this mod Monday? Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you want to support the channel, you have the description of the video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.